corruption in the federal government. Now, too many Americans do not care. They just don't. And the excuse is, oh, it's always been this way. There's nothing I can do about it. The reason they don't care is they're too lazy to care. And I'm sorry to be harsh, but it's true. So if you raise, well, under the Biden administration, an enormous amount of corruption, they'll go, oh, Trump was worse or some stupid thing like that, not knowing what you're talking about. But they'll just deflect. Oh, so what? I don't want to pay attention to it. I have to do my cell phone, blah, 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 blah. I got to tell you, though, government corruption is one of the worst things that could ever happen to the United States. And we have it now, big time. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So on Thursday last week, the federal government filed new charges against Hunter Biden. The media had to report it, but they suppressed it. They didn't go hysterical. They reported far more about Trump being a Nazi or whatever the theme of the day is on him. But the Department of Justice says that alleges Hunter Biden failed to pay $1.4 million in taxes from 2016 to 2019. Okay? 3 felonies, 6 misdemeanors, all new. And isn't it magical that in August they had 3 misdemeanors and a gun thing that the judge threw out, and I'll get to that in a moment. And just less than 4 months later, they can come up with all this stuff after investigating for 5 years. It is really something. Anyway, if convicted, Hunter Biden faces 17 years of prison, but Joe Biden will pardon him. Okay, it's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. So don't expect Hunter to be going to any facility. They won't. All right, now here's what I wrote on Sunday. The case of Hunter Biden is an incredibly vivid example of corruption by the federal government. Situation rivals Watergate and the Teapot Dome scandal, engineered by members of President Warren Harding's cabinet. I'm actually writing about that right now for my upcoming presidential book, which will be out in September. Anyway, the following facts are not in dispute. From 2014 to 2019, Hunter Biden amassed millions of dollars selling influence to foreign concerns. The son of the president used his father's name in multiple deals where foreign nationals were promised access to the elder Biden. We have that on Hunter Biden's computer and on direct testimony from his business associates. There's no question about it. No two sides to this story. Okay, so he was selling influence. And it was obvious he didn't pay taxes. Why? He didn't even file. He didn't even bother to file. So again, there's no two sides to this. The federal government says 1.6. It's a lot more than that. But the statute of limitations have run out for 2014, 2015, when Hunter Biden amassed a tremendous amount of money. Some people say that was a design. The Justice Department wanted the whole thing to run out under the statute of limitations. Okay. Under Trump, William Barr was the Attorney General. Trump wanted a special counsel appointed to investigate Hunter Biden. Barr refused. Said, it's not, no, my guys are doing the job, which was either dishonest or ludicrous. One or the other for Bill Barr. So under Trump, they could have aggressively gone after Hunter Biden, but Bill Barr would not. Everybody understands that this is not a partisan play here. That is the fact. Enter Merrick Garland, who comes in under Joe Biden. He's even worse than Bill Barr. Okay? What he does is basically wash his hands of the whole thing, doesn't even pay attention to it. And I believe that. And lets his U.S. attorneys do nothing in California, Washington, D.C., and Delaware. Then the Hunter Biden laptop is discovered and all hell breaks loose, but not all hell in the corporate media. No, the New York Post broke it, a few of the others. Here, we discussed it. But NBC, ABC, CNN, CBS, tamp down. Even Fox didn't cover the story very well because they don't have the skilled players to do it anymore over there. They can't do it. So Biden could, Joe Biden, the president, denies everything. My son did nothing wrong. He didn't get any money from China. And we all know that's not true now. Not true. So Merrick Garland, he's running the investigation. He's the Attorney General. And they're trying every which way not to do anything. Finally, they have to do it. So they file these low-level charges in July against Hunter Biden, 3 misdemeanors and a gun thing. It's ridiculous, okay? And no jail time. That's the plea, and the judge throws it out. The judge says, I'm not doing this. This is insane. And then they have to go back to the drawing board. Enter 2 whistleblowers. The guys show up. You know them. They testify in front of Congress, which is the only investigative body. To this day, the FBI is not investigating any of this. Not even involved. Talk about corruption. Christopher Wray, Mr. Corruption. Okay? He can't be bothered. So the 2 IRS whistleblowers say, hey, we had all the information on Hunter Biden a long time ago. We had it in 14, 15. Nobody do anything about it. That's corruption. Okay? All right, so the latest federal indictment last Thursday is filed in California. Well, who's the U.S. attorney in California? His name is Martin Estrada. He refused to investigate anything. It's on the record. Estrada would not investigate Hunter Biden. He's still there. He's still a U.S. attorney. You talk about corruption, Merrick Garland? So you got Wray's corrupt, you have the FBI, Garland's corrupt, he's the FBI, he's the Justice Department Attorney General, and the U.S. Attorney in California is corrupt. This is pretty big, right? And Biden presides over this. He could fire these people at any time if he wanted to, but obviously doesn't. They're protecting his son. Okay? Now, the bottom line on the story, I hate to use a cliche bottom line, but here it is. The feds, the Justice Department, Barr, Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray, they knew years ago that Hunter Biden was selling influence and not paying taxes. They knew. Joe Biden knew. Jill Biden, his mother, knew. They all knew. Okay? And the corporate media knew. I knew early on. It's beyond dispute. Okay? When you add it all up, it's colossal. Again, it rivals Watergate and Teapot Dome. It will go down in history as one of the biggest scandals in U.S. federal government history. And that's a memo. Now, off this, there are some right-wing conspiracies. I get mail on this all the time. Once again, I will tell you, if you believe what you read in the ideological sites, whether they're left-wing or right-wing, if you believe that, you are not being smart. Okay, the first conspiracy is that the charges last week were filed so Hunter Biden doesn't have to testify in front of Congress. That is false. Nothing to do with that. We do expect Hunter Biden, if he shows up, to take the Fifth Amendment. But there's no preclusion of that. Congress can still issue a subpoena. He has to show up, which they have. Okay, and then he can be cited for contempt if he doesn't. Okay, the second thing is that the statute of limitations, there is no under IRS rules. That is false. It's 6 years for an IRS criminal case. There isn't any statute of limitations in a civil case, ongoing fraud case. But in a criminal case, it's 6 years. So this is all over the right-wing media, which is, all right. Okay, so I think we're up to speed on this. The final part is the press. Sunday reporting is supposed to look back on the week. Remember, the new charges against Hunter Biden broke on Thursday. ABC's Good Morning America totally ignored it. Totally ignored it. ABC's This Week that Stephanopoulos did cover. CBS Sunday Morning, I think they have 8 hours of that, totally ignored it. Fox News Sunday covered. Meet the Press on NBC covered. CNN State of the Union, that's that phony Jake Tapper, the worst, the absolute lowest worst, didn't cover. And MSNBC didn't cover, but you knew they wouldn't cover that. If booking your own timeshare was difficult before, you know that lately it's been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, which severely limits booking options. Many owners are also upset that their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, Lonestar Transfer, a family-owned company, has had the pleasure of helping thousands of owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 five-star testimonials, Lonestar Transfer is a company you can trust. Lonestar Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call today for a free, no-obligation consultation, 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or check them out online, lonestartransfer.com. Smart Life. Stocks. Do you have stocks? All right. I don't know. I need a percentage. I'll try to get it tomorrow on how many Americans hold stocks and mutual funds or whatever. I don't have it off the top of my head. Now, this summer was really rough for stocks. Very, very tough. Okay? On May 5th of this year, of 22, going back to 20, that far back, because I knew Biden was going to be bad for the stock market because he's just so weak. All right? Here's what I said, May 5th, 2022. Go. Now, the reason the stock market is up and down and in and out, and again, don't panic. Hold on. I have a 2-year time frame in the stock market right now, so I'm willing to just sit on losses for 2 years because I think by that time I'll be in a much stronger position with the stocks that I hold and the mutual funds that I hold. Okay, so I'm not quite at the 2-year mark. I'm at the 18-month mark now, and the stocks have come back. So this fall, there's been a 9% gain in November alone, 9% gain, best showing in the market since July 22. Up and down, up and down. Hold on, don't panic. Once Biden gets out of there, okay, things will stabilize, I hope. They'll never stabilize under him. That brings us to gold. We have gold sponsors here. You know that. American Hartford Gold Group, been a sponsor of us for years. Now, gold has hit its highest mark ever, okay, in the overseas trading on Monday, and it's up 14% this year. Gold. Okay, now, when I do these advertises, I don't tout it. I don't tell you to buy it. I tell you that this company is reputable. That's what I tell you. And we watch the company. But I don't say go in, go out. Let me just say this on gold and silver and commodities in general. Goes up, goes down. And that's always the way it's been. So when you are making your investment decisions, you have to understand that. So when it's up, you think about it. How much do I have? How much do I need? That kind of thing. But gold, because of Biden's weakness and Ukraine and Israel and all of this, flying. Okay. Moody's, that is the big investment rating agency, cut China. Told you when she came over here last month, China's in trouble economically, which is great for us because they can't cause a lot of trouble when their economy is sinking. You'd have to be out of your blanket mind to invest in China at this point. Okay? You have to be crazy, both patriotically and financially. But Moody's cut them, and China's not doing well. The cities that are most expensive to live in the world, put them up. Let's go. Singapore is the top city, the most expensive city in the world because they have to import everything. It's an island nation. Very safe. Very, very expensive. Number two, Zurich, Switzerland. Switzerland's always been expensive. Nothing you can do. If you go there, you're going to pay a lot of money. Geneva, both Zurich and Geneva are financial centers. Very wealthy people live there. New York City, okay, tied with Geneva for third. Extraordinarily expensive in New York. Hong Kong, even though it's communist now, very expensive. LA, that's housing prices. You want to live in LA, you got to fork over so much money for a dwelling. Paris has always been expensive. Copenhagen, I was surprised. Copenhagen is not known for being an expensive town, but it's in Tel Aviv, Israel. Again, you got to import everything into Tel Aviv. It's very hard to get stuff in there. And then San Francisco, which is absolutely falling apart, but the real estate is still high there. It won't be high much longer. There they are. Now, in San Francisco, there's finally been a crackdown on people stealing cars. It's the car theft capital of the world, San Francisco. So they flooded the zone. And San Francisco, between September 1st and November 26th, this fall, logged about 3,400 car break-ins. That is down from 6,700 in the same period of 22. So they're actually prosecuting people who break into cars. Finally, did they take 10 years? You see what law enforcement does? You prosecute the criminals, they won't commit as many crimes. Hello? Good, man. Oh, by the way, the homeless people that were shunted out of there when Xi came over, the Chinese dictator, they're back. According to Kron 4, the television station out there, they're all back. They all came back. They're gone, now they're back. There's nothing in the world that could make me live in San Francisco. All right, this is a terrible story. Boston woman just married, goes to the Bahamas, the island of New Providence, and paddleboards about almost a mile offshore, which is not advisable in the ocean anywhere. Shark kills her. Okay, we don't know her name yet. It's American. From Boston, as I said. I spent a lot of time in the ocean. A lot. And there are rules for the road, so they say. I'm not going out a mile. And I'm not going out there. If I dive, I'm with a bunch of people. Even snorkeling, I'm with people. One time I didn't do that. I went out by myself. I got in trouble. Got a rip. Got out of it because I'm a strong swimmer, but man, that ocean. Now, in the Bahamas, since 1580, so this is a little bit of hype here, the government says there have been 33 unprovoked shark attacks. The word unprovoked is another singular. 33 in all that time. Around the world, in 22 last stats available, 57 shark attacks, 5 fatal. Australia and South Africa are the most dangerous places. Florida got those bull sharks nipping you down there. You got to watch it. But you got more of a chance when you're hiking, you get bitten by a snake than you do get attacked by the shark. But I feel so sorry for this woman. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Okay, here is the final thought of the day. So I went to Boston University in the early 70s, and Vietnam was still, it was ending. But Nixon was in, and Watergate, that was pandemonium. And Boston University is like a city. All right, it's about 25,000 students. I was getting a master's degree there in broadcast journalism. My mother attended Boston University. She got a degree in physical therapy in Sargent College. So the O'Reilly family is a connection to BU. I loved my experience there. It was fabulous. But there were a lot of crazies around. However, the president of the college is a man named John Silber, S-I-L-B-E-R. He's from Texas. He worked at the University of Texas. Brilliant man. I mean, a tough guy. Now, he kept control, and I watched it because I was on a newspaper. And we would poke fun at him and stuff. But he kept control of that whole thing. So if you're interested in the chaos today in college campuses and what it does not have to be, there is a book written by his daughter, who is a concierge member to BillO'Reilly.com. Her name is Rachel Devlin. Okay? The book is Snapshots of My Father, John Silber. It's really a good book. For those of you interested in academia and how it should be run, and I don't think the book has gotten as much attention, that's why I'm doing this. I don't know Rachel other than corresponding with her. She was a little girl. I don't even know she was born when I was there. But I admired her father. We had a back and forth that he was so smart, this guy. So anyway, I'm recommending that book for Christmas. I got a couple of other books that I'm going to recommend as well, but I want to read them first. Yeah, before I recommend anything, I like to read, and I got books piled up all over the place. And I get through them as soon as I can. So anyway, Rachel Devlin, Snapshots of My Father, John Silber. You'll be very pleased with it, I know. And, our concierge membership and premium membership, we have so many distinguished people all over the world. That really makes me feel good. I get letters from physicians, from attorneys, from politicians, very powerful people all over the place because they're watching this, because they know that we don't deceive. We're never going to deceive. And that's why, I say for this season, because of the upcoming 2024 news cycle, man, you're going to see so much, and we're on it. We're going to be on it. I got my whole thing outlined, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. You're going to get the best information fast. Boom. That website, that's really something. I can get stuff out instantly on that. Whereas when I worked at Fox, you couldn't do that. You had to wait until your 8 o'clock slot or wherever. Now, bang, right there. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.